help you, caller?
Welcome back to Ask the Experts. I'm Anthony Similia, joined with Roger Wakefield of Texas Green Plumbing and Ryan Harper of Propelio. Texas Green Plumbing, if you'd like to contact them, that's 972-442-4101 and online at texasgreenplumbing.com. And Ryan, you can contact him online at propelio.com. That's propelio.com. All right, let's jump back into it, guys. And I guess since we're on the social media aspect and everything of that nature, Mr. Roger, how has video helped you in Texas Green Plumbing in your ventures, if you will?
I think videos really helped me. It's helped me communicate a message, and not just to homeowners. Like I said, I've been around the United States talking to people about coaching people about networking, about social media, about video, and what it can do for them. I went to New Orleans a couple of weeks ago and had about 10 different companies I was talking with about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and how it's helped me grow my business. And the thing is, they're like, Roger, we see your videos all the time, and they pop up everywhere. And the good thing about that is now these guys are like, hey, look, I want you to teach us how to do that. I want you to come in and teach our company what our company can do to help spread the message of the owners or the company or the why. You know, why does your company do what it does? And that's probably a big one.
All right. Well, I can tell you with social media and the aspect of it being free with why tech information for free? Does that help?
It's great because it's funny. I've got a YouTube channel, and I think we've got 110 videos on the expert plumber, and 110 videos that people can see anytime for free. YouTube doesn't charge me to put that out there. They don't charge me every time somebody watches it. They don't charge me if I want to share a link to that video on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or anywhere else. YouTube is free. Social media is free. Now, that keeps me from spending so much money with Google because I'm doing so much on social media that helps drive calls into the office that I don't necessarily need to spend those ads with Google.
And for us, you know, it's funny. It's like we talk about the money and it's free this and we don't need to spend money here. Propelio, we spent over $1 million in the past year to get ready to give away free content. We actually just launched our propelio.com/academy. It's the Propelio Academy. Again, that's propelio.com/academy. And the whole effort there is in the real estate investor industry, it's kind of tainted as far as education goes because you have, and this is going to be a shots fired moment, you have the HGTV shows that are fun to watch and they're cool shows. But at the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen to your house is not that there's a hidden pipe bust. The worst thing that happened is you bought the house at auction, and when you got to the house, it was burnt down, and you don't have insurance. That happens. That's real estate. So for us, these $30,000, $50,000 training guru seminars that get you to the point of knowing just enough to know that, hey, I need to buy more education. For us, the Academy is like, you know what? This is our answer to that. If you want to learn investing, how to be a real estate investor, go to our academy, learn it for free. And is it altruism? Yeah. But at the end of the day, what we're banking on is once you get to the point where you're able to be an investor and you're able to make financial decisions, you're going to need access to comps. You're going to need lead lists, and you're going to need a website. And if you're already on our site and you're already talking to us, why not, spend the $98 a month to be with us? So the gamble there is, not pay somebody $30,000, $50,000 and only pay us $98 after you've already learned how to do it. That being said, the Academy has nothing to do with our services. So if you want to learn how to be a real estate investor, go to propelio.com/academy. And if you never do business with us on the side, cool. But at least you didn't spend $50,000 on nothing.
What type of videos do y'all have out there now, Ryan?
It depends with that question. For what we have out there, we have our daily show, on Facebook and YouTube where we get up there and we just drop nuggets. It's more of a dialogue where it's fun, and it's kind of like this where we're just bantering back and forth, but we're dropping knowledge. And we could go from anything from finance to plumbing to foundations to roofings to negotiation tactics to title work to lawyer stuff. But the academy is like when you come on, I'm just assuming he's going to come do it. It's going to be only you, and you're doing a presentation. It's more of a classroom style, more of an education course where it's not going to be as fun and like jovial as this, because your job is to teach somebody how to do A to Z plumbing or A to Z this, and really just drop knowledge and be more of a college type education. And our passion for that is because there's so much crap. There's so many I don't want to get too much into it because my blood will start boiling. But like if you listen to a radio ad of, hey, so-and-so who's a professional this, come to town, 3-day weekend, it's free. No, it's not. You get there and the first thing they do is, hey, how much money do you have in the bank? Give me all that so I can teach you how to do real estate.
Yes. I deal, like I said, well, no, you're good. I feel the same way about a lot of plumbing companies around. They get people out. They have somebody come in and do a camera inspection, and with a camera inspection, they say, oh, you've got sewer leaks and your whole sewer needs to be replaced and yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. And I asked the people, did it hold water? They said, well, I don't know. They didn't test it. And they actually sent me, and they marked out the numbers, so I didn't see pricing, but they sent me the report the camera said. And down at the bottom it says, a camera test is our opinion whether there's a leak or not. Well, I'm sorry, but a test is not an opinion.
Right.
Yeah. That there is a leak or there is not.
And then from my point of view, that's not a plumbing expert as an investor. You know how you can tell if there's a plumbing leak? You go outside and it's just dirt. Hey, there's grass.
And
dirt. That means there's a plumbing leak in the front yard.
Don't get me wrong, though. There are some, and Anthony and I can talk about this one. There are some that you can actually see a physical break. And he actually referred me to a job over at a restaurant, and it's up to him. We can talk about that.
Yeah, you can say the name.
Champs over in Las Colinas. And they were having some issues, so he talked to April, and April called me, and we went over there, and we ran some cameras. They were having some issues in a couple of different areas, and we actually went out there twice and ran cameras, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 breaks under there.
Not to interrupt you, Good. Roger, I just want you to know that by far, with the way April and I guess Bert talked about you're above and beyond, I would say, any professional plumber that's ever even walked in that building. And seriously, I just want to thank you for everything you did going out there because, granted, I mean, I don't think they pulled the trigger yet, but they're still trying to get other bids, if you will.
You bet. Absolutely.
And, at the end of the day, yeah, that's good to do due diligence. But, whenever – I guess maybe I'm a little biased, if you will, just because I do know what you bring to the table with Texas Green Plumbing. And, it's here nor there. If you do or don't get the job, I just want you to know that was, you're a professional from A to Z, from start to finish. And, I mean, like, kudos to Texas Green Plumbing and what you've done with this company.
I'm glad you brought that up because that, if I can just interject real quick on this story, is because Ryan, as I speak to myself in the third person, because we're out there so much on social media, like, and that's what's funny is, like, if you're not on social media and you scam somebody, what's the worst that's going to happen? You get caught by that person?
Absolutely.
It's like, oh no, one person caught you. But when you put yourself out there and you try to, and you really latch onto that abundance mentality, my reputation is far more valuable to me than a $20,000 scam or $100,000. Ooh, I just got you. It's like, don't get me wrong, $20,000, $100,000, that's a lot of money. But guess what? If I burn my reputation in my industry, that'll be the last $100,000 I make in this industry.
And
absolutely.
That's the thing with social media today too. It'll make or break. Yeah. If you don't do it correctly.
And it will. And I tell people all the time, be careful what you do. Mm-hmm. Be careful how you do it. At Texas Green Plumbing, I'll tell you right now, we're not the cheapest plumbing company in town. I never wanted to grow up being the cheapest plumber in town.
And you shouldn't be.
And if you look at what a lot of other companies are doing, there's companies in the Dallas area, and I've talked to Lisa Hill, the director of the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners. There's companies in town sending apprentices out to do plumbing jobs, to run gas lines, hook up a water heater. And don't get me wrong, we're shorthanded on plumbers. Anybody out there that wants to find a job, get off your butt. They're out there. Residential home services needs you. But don't get me wrong, it's work. You're going to work for it. But at Texas Green Plumbing, I've got a plumber. I've got 38 years experience. I've got a plumber with 37. I've got another journeyman plumber and an apprentice plumber. I'm looking at bringing in a plumber with almost 20 years experience. I don't have just 1 or 2 year apprentices out running plumbing jobs. I use real plumbers. We are licensed. We are bonded. We're insured. They're drug tested. They're background checked. They're trained more than almost any other plumbing company in town. And I know this because the training that we're putting them through, these companies say, look, we've never had a plumbing company go through here. And that's all important to me. Wow. But you can't use the best plumbers. You can't use the best product and be the cheapest guy in town. Right. Never going to happen.
By no means. And let's get the number for Texas Green Plumbing, 972-442-4101, texasgreenplumbing.com. And if you'd like to contact Ryan, it's at propelio.com, propelio.com. And I guess moving on, what are the top 2 recommendations you have for home buyers?
I'll jump on this one first, just because I think it's, especially in the DFW industry, or not in the industry, the market. I'm not sure how far wide net this show goes, but in North Texas specifically, the market has been hot. But it's
on the World Wide Web.
It's on the line.
On the line. iHeart Radio, baby. We are
online.
Big time.
It's on the online.
We are definitely worldwide.
Okay. Well, but this advice is good anywhere. But in DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, where we're at currently, the market has been screaming. That being said, if you actually study economics, in March, which was 8 months ago. Not 8 months, whatever. It doesn't matter.
7,
math,
almost. Yeah,
science. In March, it actually plateaued, and we've leveled off the market. The problem is the perception and the community, like the actual homeowners who are selling their houses, they still think it's going up. And agents, real estate agents, to be able to compete with other agents selling their home or listing their home, they actually have to say, look, yeah, your house is worth $200. Your house is worth $250. So they're competing with other agents by saying, I can get you this, I can get you that. But all along, the house is actually only worth $175. And the problem is with agents right now, they're actually having to compete by overpromising how much they can actually get the house listed for and done. So my advice there is to find a trusted agent that you trust that actually could pull the accurate numbers and actually give you real data versus just filling you with fluff.
Real-time data,
yeah.
if you will.
And secondly is get a trusted inspection. One of the things about houses is there's a lot of hidden gems. There's a lot of hidden skeletons. So one thing that's cool about Roger is the services he provides is you've got all the undercarriage, all that piping, all that. Because, again, if you go back to the HGTV shows about what's the worst thing happened, oh, my God, a pipe.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
real.
We do have to go to break.
Oh, sorry,
my bad. No, that's fine.
I ramble.
It's all good, guys. But, no, we're going to go to break. We're here with Texas Green Plumbing and Ryan Harper of Propelio. And if you'd like to get a hold of Roger, it's going to be 972-442-4101. That's texasgreenplumbing.com. And Ryan is propelio.com, propelio.com. And I am Anthony with Ask the Experts, and we'll be right back after these messages.